Rating every single Rasasi Hawas. That's worth it, that is. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about the Rasasi Hawas line and all of them. Watch the comment section just go absolutely torch on fire for this video if I say one thing wrong, because this, for a very good reason, has a huge fan base and awesome for Rasasi. Hawas was a fragrance that came out ahead of its time. The quality, the projection, the performance, it's one that literally put shame onto the designer fragrance that it cloned. Invictus Aqua. It just did it f***ing better. It lasted longer, it projected harder, and it was during an era where if you bought anything cheap, it just smelled like what you got at like the gas station. Do you guys remember like the Giorgio, not the Giorgio, what was it called? Armani Di Gio or some, I don't even know, man. The fakies, right? It smelled like basically Windex. And man, during its time, those were really good too. But now, Rasasi Hawas, the first one to initiate it all. A solid scent profile that smells clean, fresh, aquatic, and slightly like shower gel, but I wouldn't even call it on the gel in terms of the viscous side, but giving you those vibes. This is a fragrance you can blind buy, you can easily gift, and it will last, and you will make whoever you purchased it for happy. There are only a few in this realm that does the scent profile that I would even stack up next to it, but for the purpose of this video, this is all we're gonna stick to. It's an excellent scent to this day. However, since then, there have been many other Hawas fragrances of which have stemmed off of this one and not, some of which may be worth it or not. And this is all my opinion. If you have a Hawas fragrance, great. That you love, even better. But these are the ones that are, in my opinion, worth it and not. Moving on to the next Hawas that came out was Hawas Ice. Rasasi Hawas Ice was something that stemmed off of the original Rasasi Hawas, and this was created by a family of which has a few segments, and this coming from the same segment. So this gentleman made this banger of a fragrance. It's also that Invictus Aqua, but it added something crisp, cooling, and refreshing, almost like this peel of an apple, but really it's rosemary and this minty cooling vibe that just really brought this DNA to life. It helped with its projection, it helped with, I just fucking love this one. It's incredible. The projection, the performance, it's next level. If you want the next best thing, and in all honesty, I feel like he kind of stubbed his own toe by making this one because it's just that much better. Projection and performance, it's damn near all day. You guys know the Hawas does not fucking play with these, at least. But then stemmed off a couple of different DNAs of which might have came from a different segment of the Rasasi family. And this includes other branches like Hawas Black, which we might as well go ahead into. This is another super high quality, I will say, pineapple and woods fragrance. Now, a lot of people had jumped to the conclusion that it smells like Aventus Absolute, Aventus, Hachivat, and it's definitely in that realm. It's something in between. I would personally say this is a more concentrated version of Hachivat. It absolutely annihilates when it comes to performance versus Hachivat. However, it might be some pros and or cons for that. Now with these two, the reason why I blitzed through them is because to me, they're just like easy. Just blind buy them, they're good. If you want the green light, you have the green light, they're check marks. If you ask me which one's the better one, it's the ice one. Let's keep it moving. This fragrance, however, can be polarizing because this in itself has this black currant, which is slightly acidic berry vibe, along with some pineapple that will definitely remind you of this Aventus DNA. And the woods are here, but they're not smoky. They smell kind of like wet soil. So you just watered the earth, you know, or they put some freshly pressed what is it called? Mulch, right? Without the ass accord, because it smells just like wet soil. So you smell that, wet soil along with some of these citruses, it's good. It's very good and very strong, but it might not be for everybody. Because of how strong it is, I mean, the color of the juice is crazy rich. It comes off that soil nuance a little bit like tar. Yeah, like tar, like the black, you know what tar is, right? But it still smells good, if that makes any sense. So rather than going birchy, smoky, and crisp woods, it goes wet, earthy, and tar-like woods. It still smells good, and it does get attention. But this shit is so damn strong. No more than 3 to 4 sprays. Now, some people might call that a pro. Some people might call that a con. In my opinion, it's a great fragrance. I don't think it's for everybody, though. I really don't. Longevity, performance, immaculate. If you like Hachiva, this blows it out of the water. Simple as that. with thickness. But if you're the type of person, let's visit the opposite side of the spectrum, that likes a more diffusive and discoverable scent profile, then you probably really won't like this, because this has a lot more of an airy nature to it that might make it seem a little bit higher quality, this one just being a performance monster. Moving on to the next one that released, and this is one that I got more recently, is called Hawas Fire. I don't know exactly which segment released this one, but this one smells like Imperial Valley by Qissa. The quality of this is excellent. A lot of people will talk about Qissa's Imperial Valley, but in order to really understand what this one kind of reminds me of or smells like, traditionally speaking, you really have to have the culture of the Middle East in terms of bakhur, etc. There is ma' mubakhar, which is basically like this infused with incense style of water that the whole Imperial Valley smells like. It might include some kitchen spices, or you're at home and you smell those kitchen spices along with that scent, generally speaking, and that all into one smells like Imperial Valley. So you've got maybe some rosemary, which is making it cooling and kind of giving it the fresher vibe. You also have a lighter and more watery take on leather, which is very diffusive and easy and clean. And then you have this melon style of accord, which recreates the water, along with the oud vibe. The oud is not animalistic whatsoever, and I would much rather call it bakhur. So rather than going for some like straight up infused or infested, fungal infected Indian oud, it might just be of the Aquilaria tree in the non-infected areas. Just giving you guys an example, if you will, if there's even any oud. Now, with that being said, the quality of this initially smells really good. However, the performance, it's just not it. I never get more than 2.5 to 3 hours. I've tried this multiple times. As you guys can see, I almost drank this stuff when I was in Dubai, okay?
Did you drink this?
And it just did not perform. It's a shame because it smells incredible, but it just doesn't perform. And in all honesty, I mean, when I smell this and I smell Imperial Valley, I'd put it neck and neck, bro. If anything, the richness of this one kind of like just, it's crazy. It's crazy how rich it is. So excellent fragrance, terrible performance, and whether or not it's up to you whether or not it's worth it. For me, I wouldn't buy it again. And if you ask me, I would tell you, you pass on this one because the performance is just not good. And it's as simple as that. But the fragrance is excellent. And in fact, that whole DNA kind of reminds me of the Penhaligon's Helfeti Cedar, maybe with a Middle Eastern twist in itself. Moving on to the last one that I have in this video and in my collection is going to be the latest release, which is released from another section of the brand of Rasasi. It's called Tropical. This is the most recent release. It's coconutty, it's fresh, it's just as strong as we know Hawas to be. The similar qualities, the similar punch and longevity and performance, you'll find it in this one, except the scent profile is kind of a hit or miss for people because of how polarizing coconut can be. Except if you ever wondered what coconut would smell like in the most mass appealing and designer way, it would be this, because it's inspired by Le Beau Paradise Garden. So it's fresh, it's green, it also has some undertone of the sweetened style of coconut, that tonka bean signature. And this one gets it really good, man. Projection and performance, I get better than even Le Beau Paradise Garden. I think this is incredible, and the performance of this one is above average for sure. I wouldn't necessarily call it beast mode. Now, this is all of the Hawases that I have in my collection that I think is worth it. There were plenty of other ones like the pink, etc., which kind of just trend follow, not really trend set, right? Whereas something like this was a little bit more original. It was fun, it was exciting. And even this, although during an era of Aventus, it still kind of, went against the grain and offered us something slightly new. Fire just came and went, and even when you guys look into the market and read all the comment section or the forums, people will be like, oh, it's a fake, it's not out. Oh, this is not real, it's not by the Hawas. It's probably because of the whole segmentation of who's releasing it, which part of the family, etc., okay? But the fact of the matter is they're still sourcing from super high quality ingredients, some of them of which still stick to the test of the Rasasi guideline that I would personally put above for them. However, some of them may be following trends, etc., and in my opinion, not so much worth it. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it. Just as a little bit of a side note, some information, if you will, if you don't already know. So this family has always been using a certain standard and really has set up a line, especially back in the earlier days, for the standard of quality for a lot of these Middle Eastern fragrances. However, what a lot of you guys don't know, and I think that a lot of you should know, is the fact that Rayhan, the newer brand, and especially evident with the brand new Pacific Aura, this is a sister company. It's also in one of the family members. So what you can expect with that fragrance, along with other fragrances, newer fragrance releases, is similar qualities, similar projection and longevities. May not always be the same, but you guys should understand that it is also coming from the same factories. Some, okay? But what it is also a part of similar family. Now, without getting into politics, etc., these are the facts. In every branch and every fragrance, I'm here to give you the objective truth, nothing more and nothing less. And all deserve a lot of love and a lot of light. And that was just a side note because I saw Rehan Pacific Aura here and I've been really enjoying the hell out of it. And I know a lot of people are fans, die hard for Hawas Ice and die hard for the Black and even the new Tropical. And I understand it. But I just thought it would be pretty valuable information that's not really out there. Yeah, they're all family. And they all drop really good fragrances. Have a good day.